Well, hello everyone. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Thank you for joining us today. We have a really good webinar here on how to navigate the admissions process to a top line, online, or hybrid MBA experience. We have three great schools with three incredible programs, and I'm really happy to be here and to explain to you the benefits and the flexibility of an online MBA and how these programs differ from each other. No online MBA program is created equally. You'll find lots of different bells and whistles in terms of everything from immersions, concentrations, whether a program is almost entirely online or not, um, career support, and many other issues that evolve around the online MBA degree programs. So we're going to get into all that and more with these three schools. Let me introduce them. Michigan Ross, we all know Michigan Ross. Alina Tan is from the admissions office at Michigan Ross. Welcome.
Thank you,
We have
John.
from Indiana University's Kelley School of Business, the Associate Director of Enrollment Management, Abigail Geschwen. I hope I pronounced that
Yes,
properly.
that's
Okay,
great. Thank you.
thank you. And then for Purdue Mitch Daniels School of Business, we have Steve Bush, who is the Senior Program Manager of the Online MBA. Welcome all. So let's start with um, to me, the thing that I would want to know with your three schools is what do you think makes your online MBA program stand out? Abigail, let's start with you.
Awesome. Thanks, John. So, as John said, I'm with Indiana University, Kelley School of Business, Kelley Direct Online MBA program, and we're fortunate to be the #1 ranked online MBA program in the nation. We have been in existence since 1999, so we have a strong legacy of experience and excellence and innovation in the online MBA and online graduate management space. We are fortunate enough to have all Kelley School of Business full-time faculty teaching our courses, which really gives our students an amazing opportunity to interface with experts and industry experts as well as researchers in their courses. We have live synchronous classes required, so you still get that live face-to-face interaction. We have 7 different majors, so there's a really wide range of curriculum opportunities for your concentration, as well as 2 in-person residencies where you get to come to campus for 5 days and work with a client. So really the experiential learning pieces are quite strong as well. So yeah, those are just a few of the things that stand out for us.
And actually, one of the things that also stands out, and this is a reflection of the number of majors or concentrations that you have, is the portfolio of electives.
Mhm.
You're able to choose from quite a few electives in the curriculum, right?
Yes, absolutely. So on average, we have around 80 courses offered every term. So there's a huge variety of elective courses to pick. And so if you do decide to declare a major, basically 12 credits of your electives are allocated toward that major, then leaving you with 12 credits of electives remaining in your plan of study so you can still explore other areas. Or if you don't want to earn a major, you can do the general management track, which allows you to take your 24 credits of electives in any areas that you would like and sort of get that general broader approach.
Great. Michigan Ross. Now, Alina, what makes your program stand out?
Yeah, so thanks, John, for having me. For everyone who doesn't know, my name is Alina. I am on the admissions side for Michigan Ross for the part-time MBA program. The Ross School of Business, we pride ourselves on being a global leader in business education with a clear mission to build a better world through impactful leadership. So our programs are known for their rigor and are taught by world-class faculty. We emphasize leadership development and action-based learning. And this unique method is brought to life through our multidisciplinary action projects During these projects, students dive into real-world challenges, working directly with companies that are dynamic, collaborative environments that create innovative solutions. So at Ross, we're also dedicated to nurturing leaders who not only excel in the business world, but also make a meaningful societal impact. Excellence isn't just a goal here, it's a core value, and our graduates often find themselves in high-level positions supported by a vibrant and engaged alumni network that spans the globe. The unforgettable Go Blue spirit you'll find at Michigan Ross is more than just a cheer. It's a testament to the supportive, tight-knit community we foster, and these connections are invaluable, laying a foundation for continued success.
And I want to just emphasize MAP, the Multidisciplinary Action Project, because that is a core part of your full-time MBA program. You've imported a version of it into online. How does it differ from the in-person version?
So with MAP, that's actually the exact same type of project, same idea in terms of you're working with a company sponsor to address a real company challenge. So despite being in an online program, you'll still have that opportunity to tackle those real business problems. And that might encompass some of in-person or meeting, company visits and really working with your team of peers. So I wouldn't say it differs in terms of different projects, but you're working with your online cohort, and it's a really great opportunity because it's the same project just over the online MBA.
Yeah, so most of your meetings are going to be in Zoom as opposed to in person in the online format, right?
Correct. So in the curriculum, yes, but for the MAP project, you could have in-person visits. It could be virtual. Yeah, so that's a really great opportunity to get that hands-on learning experience in the online program through that MAP project.
Great. Steve, how do you see Purdue's differentiation in this market?
So again, my name's Steve Bush. I work for Purdue University online, Daniels School of Business, managing the online MBA program. In addition to some of the great things that my other two colleagues shared here today, one of the ways in which that we differentiate ourselves from other MBAs out there is we're very much STEM-based. If you know anything about Purdue University, we're known for our engineering and STEM mindset. But that mindset permeates throughout the college. It doesn't just reside in the School of Engineering. It also touches us over here in Daniels. And with the way big data has inundated the day-to-day operations of today's business world, it's not just about the amount of data that a business gets. It's going to be teaching those students how to use the data that they receive in their respective jobs and how they use that to drive change, to lead companies, to increase productivity, to forecast, to develop different types of strategies. So when it comes to our curriculum, that's really where we stand out. From a supportive side, one unique feature that we do have within our programs as well to enhance the student experience are student success coaches. Student success coaches support students while they are in the classroom, and they differ from an academic advisor in the sense that they're not involved in helping students register for classes or filling out their plan of study, so to speak, but they help students navigate those external problems that they may be encountering personally that may affect their performance internally within the classroom. So those are two unique features that we have within our program.
Great. One of the things I want to talk about is career support. In a full-time MBA program, it tends to be obvious. There's a parade of recruiters who come through. There are receptions on different companies and industries. There are often summer internships, of course, that are tryouts for jobs that many people get job offers from. In an online MBA, where everyone is fully employed, it's a whole different kettle of fish. So I wonder, give me a sense of the career support your students get at Purdue, Steve.
Sure. Yeah, we have dedicated professionals just for our online students is through what we call BCS, Business Career Services. Our online BCS professionals and associate directors, what they're here to do is much more than just showing students how to polish up their cover letters or their resumes. Of course, in all the programs featured here today, we're dealing with working professionals. So they know how to do those things. However, what they are here to do is, with our students in particular, our students are looking for career advancement to move up that ladder within their industry or within their companies. So our career coaching is trained in executive level polishing, getting those students ready to really enter the C-suite, showing them where they might be able to improve, or not just improve a weakness, but expound and exploit a strength of theirs in order to help them build and move up that career ladder.
Alina, how does Ross approach career support for online students?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest myths, especially in the online space for Ross, is that students wouldn't get the same career support as full-time MBA. And one thing I want to debunk is that as an online MBA student here at Ross, you have the exact same career support as you would if you were a full-time MBA student. So we have the Career Development Office who is dedicated to our students, offering personalized support to help them achieve their goals, whether they're looking to pivot into a different industry or accelerate within their career. We have the tools and resources to help them. This includes, again, career coaching, workshops, access to industry resources. They'll also have access to those career coaches, like I mentioned. So students will have that opportunity to work with career coaches who provide one-on-one guidance on career planning, resume building, interview preparation, job search strategies, and specialize in various industries and functions to offer a tailored advice. In addition, students will also be able to leverage workshops and events. So our Career Development Office will hold numerous workshops and events through the year, focusing on various aspects of career development. So there's no difference between whether you're an online or full-time students. These resources are exactly the same for students here at Michigan Ross.
Is that true at IU Kelley, Abigail?
So we use a slightly different approach. We have a distinct office for the online MBA student career services here at Kelley Direct. It's called our Kelley Direct Professional Advancement Team. We offer a lifetime of career coaching. So from the time that our student accepts their offer all the way through their entire lifetime as a Kelley alumni and their entire time in our program, they get access to our Kelley Direct Professional Advancement Team of 15 professional career coaches and 4 full-time staff members who are dedicated to career services. And it's more than a traditional career services office. So we have the coaches who are dedicated to our students and specifically designed for the unique needs of an online MBA student who are almost all working full-time, as you all know. We provide, like I said, the customized coaching journey where it's not just for job seekers, but for people who are wanting to make a pivot, whether that's location or industry or function, as well as advancers. We offer the coaching calls as well as management challenges, team development, leadership development, those sort of things as well. And like I said, it's lifetime access. So even our admitted students who are interested in fall can start getting access to career coaching services now.
Now, Abigail, how do your full-time students differ from your online students?
So the career coaching model is similar. It's just a different team of professionals who coach the in-person students here with Kelley. So we've just developed a separate team that are specialized for the online MBA space in terms of our students who have a higher level of experience level usually in the workforce and who aren't as much looking for the entry-level roles.
So they're going to be slightly older, maybe closer to an executive MBA program.
Correct.
Maybe their career goals are slightly different. Maybe more of them don't necessarily want to do a career switch, although some probably do.
Mm-hmm.
What about like the international makeup or the gender makeup or the work background makeup? Is it much different than the full-time?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I will say, we do have international students here in Kelley Direct. I believe we have around 37 countries of citizenship represented, but a lot of those folks are living here in the U.S. already, working as professionals in different industries. So we do have quite a good number of international students. Gender-wise, Our entire cohort is around 37% women, but two of our most recent cohorts are 40% women. So we're really excited to see that number climb. Our cohort's generally around 12% military, so we do see a lot of active duty and veteran students in our program. And we currently have all 50 US states represented as well.
Yeah, that's great. I know that military is, a category of people who really take advantage of online programs because, after
Yes.
all, it's a great way to transition into civilian life, and while you're still in the military and doing an online MBA. Alina, is there much of a difference between the full-time Ross MBAs and the online MBAs that you're recruiting?
So when it comes to like the recruiting events,
No, I'm talking about the makeup, the class profile.
Okay, so yeah, for the online MBA, I would say that we tend to attract the more seasoned professional versus our full-time students. So
Right.
for the online, we tend to have around 7 to 8 years of full-time work experience, whereas our full-time, they tend to have like 5 to 6. And our students tend to are a little bit more in the position where they're either looking to pivot or they're looking to accelerate within their career. And obviously, not only are they juggling a full-time job, they also have families and other personal responsibilities outside of an MBA. So they're a little bit different in terms of that demographic. But the online MBA program, we have students majority come from outside of Michigan. So about 85% of them come from outside of Michigan, from all different various industries and backgrounds, which really helps enrich, those classroom discussions, and really adds value to those classrooms.
Right. Steve, how about at Purdue? What's the class profile look like for your online cohort?
Yeah, so our online cohort, we are very similar to what has already been described, but to put some numbers to it and to describe us particularly and specifically, we're about 40% female, 60% male. Average age is right around 34 years. This coming summer, we are looking at work experience of about 8.5 years on average for the majority of our students. The great part is we get students with all different types of work experiences, those who have been in the workforce for a while, 15, 20, 25 years. And then we do get students who may have only been in for 3 years. So we get a nice polar opposite. That way, the peer interaction is more enriched with that nice average of about 8.5 years. Most of our students do come from a STEM background. I know I've focused on, the STEM mindset in one of my previous answers too, but I want to let everybody out there know that we don't just accept STEM students or students in industries such as manufacturing, defense, some type of line of work that would reflect that type of background. We have students that come from all types of educational and industry backgrounds, all the way from hotel tourism management, education. Lots of healthcare students come to us as well. And we also see students from 47 different states throughout the country and 27 different countries throughout the world.
So a lot of variety and a lot of similarities in the demographic of student that's attracted to all three of these programs. My favorite question to always ask graduates or soon to be graduates of an MBA program is this. What are the three things about the program that most resonated with you and that you will carry with you, if not for your entire life, for a long time? If I were to ask your students, Steve, at Purdue, what those three things would be, what would they tell me?
So the first one that I would probably think about and comes to mind right away, as it's a part of our main mission and vision, is that data-driven approach that we take to business. I've already kind of talked about that there. So to go on to the second point and to expound a little bit more on our business career services, they provide that one-on-one coaching. Additionally, students are able to engage in different types of career fairs and opportunities, both virtually and face-to-face, if they choose to come to campus as well, to really enrich their ability to either move again within their own industry or up their own career ladder. A lot of our students, what they do see when they do graduate from us is a pretty substantial increase in salary from the MBA program. In fact, on average, about $23,000 more is made by our graduates upon their graduation from our program. And they have reported back to us that they credit their ability to not just lead within their area, but to be able to work cross-functionally amongst many areas within their company has increased not only their leadership skills, but their mobility within that given industry itself. The other thing that they would take away from us is, although we are 100% online and 100% asynchronous, we are what I call a high-touch asynchronous program, meaning that it is not hard to get in touch with A, their peers, and B, their faculty and staff. All the faculty that teach in this program teach in our residential programs, but are loaded appropriately to where they can dedicate time specifically to the online student and their online classroom. The online faculty that the online staff that we have dedicated to this space as well. What I love about online education is the amount of access that students are able to get. It is, in a lot of cases, especially for working professionals with the busy personal lives as well, it's a lot easier to hop on a Zoom call than to drive into campus to meet with somebody. So we are very accessible, not just within the classroom, but also on the student affairs side as well.
Now, not to steal your thunder, Lena, but I'm thinking that one of the three things at Ross has to be the MAP project. Am I right?
You are correct. So in addition to MAP, I'll also touch on our global alumni network and leadership skills. So with the global alumni network, I think being a Ross alum, you become a part of a very vast global network of accomplished professionals and leaders spanning various industries. And this network really provides, ongoing opportunities for career advancement, mentorship, collaboration, and just overall networking in general. When I say leadership skills, I think this sort of ties into the leadership development and action-based learning. So this will equip graduates with, strong analytical and problem-solving skills that are applicable, again, across all diverse business contexts. Now, with MAP, I think getting that experimental learning and practical knowledge through MAP is one really great takeaway, because with this specific course through our program, Ross graduates leave with a significant hands-on experience, which they can help directly apply to real business challenges. And I think this ensures that not only do they understand concepts, but are also able to implement practical solutions in a business environment.
Great. And what are the three things at Kelley? I've got to think that one is Kelley on campus, where the faculty actually create a case study specific to the online class, and the protagonists come and the students present. But you tell me what the three things are.
Yes, John, you're absolutely right. Kelley on Campus was the first thing that I had written down. So Kelley on
There you go.
Campus is one of our required in-residence classes. It's for first-year MBA students here at Kelley Direct, where they get to come to the beautiful Bloomington campus here in Indiana, and they're assigned a team of about 5 students, and they get to work on a case competition with a real client. We've had large corporations all the way to small local businesses. We've worked with CPG companies, distilleries, you name it, so many different types of organizations, nonprofits, etc. But it's an amazing hands-on experience where students get to listen to faculty in the seminars and learn about the strategy blitz, where they step by step analyze the company and develop their pitch. and then work dynamically in breakout rooms with their team. And then by the end of the experience, they get to present with their team to faculty and client judges. So it's a really rewarding, high energy experience where, the networking begins. So that's the first thing that I had in mind. And the second is our international global immersion, which that's an elective. So not everyone is required to travel internationally in Kelley Direct. But if it's something that you're interested in, that you can fit into your plan of study, we definitely recommend it because, when we're looking through our student testimonials and photos at graduation, those global immersion trips really float to the top in terms of some of those most impactful, most favorite memories here at Kelley Direct. We recently had students in Dubai as well as Costa Rica. We have France, Germany, and Sweden coming up this summer. So they're an amazing opportunity to travel with your class and your faculty member and be abroad for about 1 week. And then the last thing I'll say is just the lifelong relationships that you make when you're a Kelley. So once a Kelley, always a Kelley. You're not going to be, just a number on a page or a Zoom box on a screen. You really get to meet people, build relationships, and be a part of the legacy. And we commonly see our students building those strong ties, attending each other's weddings, and really just being lifelong friends after our program. So yeah, those are my three.
Three great things. So, Abigail, tell me, what do students find most surprising about the program? People do come to an online program with certain expectations. They may think that they may bond less with their fellow students and the faculty because they're not on campus all the time. Or they may think they have to sacrifice something else, or they may think it's less rigorous. What do you think your students are most surprised by when they enter Kelley Direct?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think it's different for everyone in terms of their previous educational experiences and if they have had online education in their past. But one thing that comes to mind for me is faculty interactions. I think our students are surprised by the fact they're actually able to get a lot of quality FaceTime with our faculty through the live class sessions, but also just after hours. If they need to email a question or go to office hours over Zoom, and meeting them in person on campus. So I think that's one thing that frequently surprises our students where they actually get to know faculty. And we recently sent out some award nominations for our upcoming graduation, and we had around 80 different faculty nominated by name by our students for graduation awards. And I think that's just a strong testament that our students really get a lot of quality interaction and relationship building with the faculty. And sometimes that's surprising for students who are entering an online program.
Yeah, that's a good one. Alina, what are Ross students most surprised by in your online MBA?
Yeah, I think there's a few things that come to mind. So I'll sort of echo what Abigail said, the level of engagement and interaction. I think when people or students think online, right, many are surprised by the high level of interaction and engagement in an online format, which includes live class sessions, group projects, and discussions. And the Ross program is designed to foster collaboration and community building, which really resembles a traditional classroom experience despite being virtual. Another thing comes to mind is the diversity and quality of peers that students have in the program. Students are often impressed by the diversity and caliber of peers who bring a wide range of professional experiences and perspectives to the program. And I think this really enriches those classroom discussions, group work, providing a more global outlook on business challenges. And I would say the last one would probably flexibility without compromising the rigor of Michigan Raw. So while the online format offers flexibility, students are frequently surprised by the rigor of the program because the curriculum maintains the same high standards as our full-time MBA, ensuring that online students receive a challenging and comprehensive education.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about flexibility next. But Steve, let's give you the surprise question. How do online MBA students at Daniels feel about the big surprise for them?
Yeah, so to add a little bit more commentary to what my other colleagues here today just said, when people are looking at online versus residential modality and wondering, what they have to sacrifice or what the difference is, In the programs that we have out there today, whether it's one of the three featured here or one of the many others that are out there, online is the new way to do your MBA. It is just a modality. You could have just much of engagement in an online or a virtual classroom as you do in the in-person classroom. It just looks different. Just like you could have just as much disengagement in an online classroom, camera off, microphone off, not engaging or asking questions in class, just like showing up to a residential course, sitting in the back with your earbuds in, zoning out on your telephone. I mean, engagement, it has to be intentional. So whether you're online or in person, when you go to make that decision, just understand that you need to have the intent to engage, and you won't lose anything between the two modalities. Now, when students come to us, as far as things that I haven't mentioned thus far, we have some unique features when it comes to our curriculum. Students will engage in foundational courses to start with, go into their core courses, which is essentially general business courses that they will take in most MBA programs. And then additionally, they have a plethora of elective opportunities that they can engage in. What they can do with their electives is they can go ahead and look to participate in one of 4 different specialization themes that contain several other specialization options. Without getting into the weeds, and for brevity's sake, students can look into themes such as finance and economics, leadership, supply chain management, and analytics, and the specializations that fall under there. And they can organize their elective options based off of those themes and specializations. The big surprise comes when students learn that if they strategically work with their academic advisor, in some cases, they're actually able to take some of those non-transcriptable specializations and actually turn them into an additional credential in the form of a graduate certificate in conjunction with their 48 credit hour MBA degree. So essentially what we have done, we have built in the option to earn an additional graduate certificate credential within the 48 credit hours that is offered inside our MBA program. And that's usually a big surprise aha moment for our students.
Right. I want to talk about flexibility, but I want to kind of define it. Can each of you tell me how many multiple start dates you have in a given year to allow someone to start the program? And can you tell me what's the shortest amount of time you can get your MBA in, and then the longest amount of time? Steve?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's start with the second question, since that came out last. Shortest amount of time that you can complete our MBA degree is 5 semesters, so we're looking at just under 2 years. Students have a window of up to 5 years to complete their degree, with most students taking about 2 to 2.5 years to complete our MBA. We just want you to know that just because most students take about 2 to 2.5 years to finish their MBA, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do that. Our student services are hard at work to make sure that your plan of study fits your work and personal schedule. When you're talking about starts, we have 3 official starts throughout the year. All of our semesters are 16 weeks long, broken up into 2 academic modules. So there is a fall start, a spring start, and a summer start. In some certain specific situations, we are able to start students during the second module inside of a semester. So although we don't have 6 official starts, if you want to start in a specific semester or specific module, we have no problem flexing for certain situations and certain students to make that happen for you.
Well, okay. What's that look like at Michigan Ross, Alina?
Yeah, so the flexibility of the online program is our most flexible option. So on average, students will spend 2.5 to 3 years to complete the degree. Now they can complete the program in as little as 2 years, but have up to 5 years maximum. So our curriculum, or sorry, our semesters, I should say, is we take a full 14-week semester and divide them into 2 half terms. So fall A for 7 weeks, you could take accounting, and for fall B, you take strategy. So this allows you to focus in on one subject at a time while completing 2 courses in a semester. What's also really great is that for folks who know they might have a busy schedule in one semester, or something might come up, they're able to skip a semester or two just as long as they're enrolled in a course within 12 months to remain an active student.
Right. And how many start dates do you have?
Oh, yeah. So we have 2 start dates. So we have a winter start date and a fall start date.
Super. Abigail, what do those numbers look like at Kelley?
For sure. So I'll start with the start dates. So we have a spring and a fall start option every year. For spring, that would mean starting classes in February. And then for fall, that would mean starting classes in August. For Kelley Direct, we are on a quarter model. So we have 4 academic quarters a year. Each are 12 weeks long, and our program is 54 total credits. So the shortest amount of time that you can complete the program is 9 quarters. So that's 2 years and 1 quarter. But we do have the option to petition to take an accelerated path if you would like to do that. And for instance, graduate in 8 quarters or 7 quarters or something like that. And then the maximum time frame for completion is 3 years. The average completion time is about 2.5 years. And again, if there is an extenuating circumstance, we do have the option to petition to extend the 3-year window. But our 3-year time frame also aligns nicely with our tuition rate lock, where you start the program and the tuition rate is locked for you for 3 years. So we do encourage folks to finish within that time frame.
Great. Now, we recently did a survey of deans. We had 75 business school deans respond. And one of the questions we asked is, of all the emerging trends out there, what do you think is the most important that needs to be addressed by business education over the next 5 to 10 years? And lo and behold, probably no surprise, 9 out of 10 deans identified artificial intelligence and digital transformation. And so, Abigail, I wonder how Kelley is addressing AI in the online curriculum.
Yeah, thanks, John. So I would definitely agree with you. That was the first thing that came to mind for me was Gen AI, and we've definitely addressed that in a variety of ways. So we have added a Gen AI policy to our curriculum in terms of grading and assignment deliverable submissions. So faculty can basically designate their rules for AI in deliverables. There's 3 different tiers, but it's up to faculty to determine which tier they're going to designate for their course. But then as far as curricular components, we do have a new elective that's Gen AI for business leaders. That's a course that our students can take. And then we also have continuing education for alumni. We recently launched a Gen AI for business leaders 8-week free course for our alumni as well. Our professional advancement team has also started offering some professional development workshops on Gen AI for business leaders. And if there's other things in the works as well, but those are some things that I can for sure share for now.
Great. Alina, what's Michigan Ross doing about AI right now?
Yeah, I think that's an ever evolving topic. So here at Michigan Ross, our faculty are aware, AI is a tool being used. So we've implemented some courses in AI, though they might not be very prevalent in the online space currently. I think they're always evolving, and they're appearing everywhere. So we have courses that are taught focused on sort of using, AI, machine learning, and how that works with business problems. I think the action-based learning approach also incorporates a little bit of AI, where perhaps businesses are taking that to apply AI to derive insights and make business decisions as well. So again, always evolving tool, and we see it growing through our program, and we welcome it, right, and leverage it the best way we can for our MBA students.
And AI at Purdue, Steve, I would imagine, given the engineering bent and this STEM designation on the program, that you folks are addressing how to deploy AI for competitive advantage.
Yeah, 100%. So, outside of the things that were already mentioned, as we are implementing a lot of those different types of policies that Alina and Abigail talked about here today, we're also looking at, how we could integrate AI into our curriculum, not just from, hey, we're offering a course or specialization in AI policy or machine learning, but how do we rethink how assessments are given within the classroom? How could we go ahead and have a case study that revolves around the use of AI to either find a solution, or how do we AI proof our case studies to make sure that the responses are authentic, coming from the student themselves, because there's a lot of angst in higher education about students just using AI to go ahead and to complete work, and the ethics around that. So our teaching and learning department at Purdue University Online as a whole has worked very closely with our faculty over at Daniels to use the strengths of AI to make sure that we are maintaining rigor, we're maintaining academic integrity, but we're also allowing for our faculty to come up with new ways to teach more efficiently, even from a grading standpoint, not necessarily using AI to replace TAs, graders, or the instructor themselves reviewing an assignment, but how can we use AI to integrate that with some of our assessment rubrics to see how a student is performing in a course in relation to learning outcomes as well.
Right. Now, all three of you engage with candidates on a daily basis, I'm assuming. And I'm just curious, Abigail, what's the most common question you get from an applicant to your online MBA program?
That's a great question. Well, I think a common question that we ask or we get asked is, how can I be the best candidate for an online MBA program or for your program? How can I best prepare myself for success? Those, questions along those lines.
What do you
And
tell them? What do you tell them?
one of the things that I love to share with folks is, honestly, time management is one of the most essential skills and traits that is super, super important if you're wanting to pursue your online MBA, especially with Kelley Direct, because we have a demanding curriculum, and you have to be able to balance, a full-time job with your coursework. And we estimate, around 20 hours a week is how much our students dedicate to attending live classes, doing team projects, doing any readings, or watching any asynchronous content before classes. So, and folks are busy, folks have lives outside of work and school too, with family commitments and personal commitments, work travel even. So time management is something that we really emphasize. It's usually the biggest learning curve as students adjust to being back in school. So that's one trait that we talk about a lot with students, and how to best prepare for that.
Alina, what's a common question you hear at Ross?
Yeah, so I think the most common question I get is, if I'm in an online MBA program, is it still, the same rigor? Am I still getting the same type of degree as I would if I opted for the full-time program? And we sort of touched upon this through the session here, but my answer is yes. Here at Michigan Ross, both online and full-time MBA programs share the same curriculum. Core courses and learning objectives are designed to provide a comprehensive understanding of business fundamentals in both formats. Again, I'll reemphasize, we have the same renowned faculty members who teach across all programs. So faculty that teach in our full-time MBA will also instruct our online courses, which ensures the quality of instruction and expertise consistent between both programs. And finally, the academic rigor. Again, the standards of academic excellence are maintained across both programs. Students are assessed with similar criteria to ensure they acquire the necessary skills and knowledge.
So there's no MBA light. And Steve, what would be a common question you hear from applicants at Mitch Daniels?
Yeah, so prospects, they commonly come in and they'll say, what's one piece of advice you could give to me as a prospective MBA student? And I always tell students, you need to make sure that you find your why. Why are you coming back to earn your MBA? Why are you pursuing a graduate degree in general? Why is this going to help you? Why is this going to make you a better professional? Why is this going to allow you to capture those goals that you hope to attain? The biggest difference that students will have between their undergraduate experience and their graduate school experiences. Undergraduate, you can get away a little bit more with some of that transactional learning, i.e., you go to class, you learn some material, you take an examination, and you're expected to essentially memorize that material, put it on the examination, and get your grade. Whereas when you come to any type of graduate program, but especially an MBA program, it should be more transformational. Okay, you're not just learning the definitions of different types of terms. You're not just learning how to identify these terms in space. You're actually applying concepts. You're evaluating the concepts. You're assessing them. You're synthesizing them together in order to complete case studies and simulations. And if you are just focused on earning points, getting that A at the end of the class, and not focused on actually understanding the material and how all these concepts work together, you're not going to be successful. If you focus on learning the material, the grades just naturally come on their own.
So there you go. Know your why. Expect the program to be rigorous, and you'll need to learn how to manage your time because it will be rigorous and you're going to be balancing your professional and personal life with your educational life if you enter an online program. Let's have each of you say how someone can get in touch with you or a member of your team and find out more about the programs. And incidentally, each of these schools have great websites, highly detailed information on the curriculum that's being offered online and what it's like. But Abigail, how do people get in touch with you or a member of your team at Kelley?
Yeah, fantastic. So if you just have a quick question, you can email our main admissions inbox, which is kdirect@iu.edu. But we also have some options to sign up for live events like info sessions. And we do have a live admissions event coming up April 18th at noon. So if you head to our Kelley Direct website to our Meet Us page, you can sign up for info sessions or live events. We also have one-on-one inquiry call options if you just want a one-on-one call with an admissions counselor. So those are some great things that you can access from our website. And if you are interested in applying, that link is also on our website. Just click apply at the top of the page, and our application is just a free 5-minute phase 1 application. You just need your resume, and then if you're selected to move forward, we'll be in touch with you from there. But again, all those things are on our Kelley Direct website, and we're happy to get in touch with you.
Terrific. How does one connect with Michigan Ross?
Yeah, so apart from our webpage, if you're curious to learn more about the online MBA program at Michigan Ross, feel free to reach out to us directly at rossptmba@umich.edu, and a member of our team will be happy to answer any questions you have. Now, if you scroll through our webpage, you'll find our admission events tab. We host weekly information sessions as well as one-on-one individual phone consultations. So definitely sift through those and sign up to any that you feel would suit your needs best.
Fantastic. Steve, how do people find you or a member of your team?
Yeah, if you're interested in attending Purdue University online and earning your MBA, you could always just do a quick Google search and find us right at the top of the results by searching Purdue Online MBA. If you wanted to reach out to me directly to talk a little bit more about the program and to learn a little bit more of the nuances of the curriculum itself, my email is sg as in George, b as in boy, ush @purdue.edu. That's sgbush@purdue.edu. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have or to set up a one-on-one virtual appointment with you.
All right, there you have it. Steve and Lena and Abigail, thank you so much for all your help and your perspective. I think we learned a lot. Hope all of you watching learned a lot. And if you're interested, check out Indiana University's Kelley School of Business for the Kelley Direct program, Michigan Ross for their online MBA program, and the Mitch Daniels School of Business at Purdue University for their online option. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Thanks for watching.